Boy, you know you make me float. Boy, you really get me high. Ooh, that's you.
Hello, friends. We're back. We're Black and Curious. I'm Kandron.
Hello, everyone. It is your girl Dehjai.
Our beauty and cocktails will be down below in the description box if you are interested. We're back with a little topic to discuss, a little show to discuss. We're doing
Fan
Insecure, of
favorite.
course.
Fan
Absolutely.
favorite, cult classic,
Old classic.
what else, whatever else you want to call it, okay?
Culture classic
Yes.
for the people. Episodes 1 and 2. Um,
In my
do you want
feeling.
to do this review style, or how would you like to attack this?
A little bit of both, because it's scripted television, so we're gonna have like all the things. So starting backwards. Well, maybe not starting backwards. Cause like the experience that Issa is having. So in episode 1, we see Issa and the gang go back to Stanford. It's like homecoming, and she's been invited to speak on a panel. So she's really feeling big about what she's doing. Somehow or another, they have killed Kelly off. Um, Tiffany and her husband are up to their usual antics. Tiffany is decked out in her pink and green because Tiffany is an AKA from the Stanford chapter, and this is a fictional world.
I have a few moments for that.
Yes.
I am not Greek. I want to start there. I knew this was gonna be some shit.
Mm-hmm.
And something in my spirit was like, okay, there's a reason why no black shows do this. There's a reason why like on a different world, for instance, they made up sororities and fraternities. They used the colors. They had the real ones, but when it was they had the real ones in the background.
Yes.
But when it was time for them to like do the pledging, they had the same colors, but they did not use the letters or the crest or any of that.
Mm-hmm.
They did fictitious sororities and fraternities.
Mm-hmm.
And so it just shocked me that they actually used the letters, the crest. And it shocked me doubly that HBO didn't catch it, and also said something to me about the fact that they didn't even think about it. Like they didn't even think like, hey, is this maybe we need to clear this. Maybe we need to clear this. Like nobody in the whole entire universe of Insecure, from HBO down to the stylist, thought,
did she actually have on the crest? I remember her having on a Gucci dress that was pink and green.
No, she had on the letters and the crest because it caught me off guard. I did not. I saw her in the pink and green, and I was like, that fits.
It was the jacket, or
no, it was a jacket. It was like a cardigan, I think. And I was just like,
But I also feel like if it had been Molly's character or Yvonne's character, Molly, that had on the sweater and the whatnots, it wouldn't have been all this hoopla. I think that it's because people don't like Amanda Seales that it became this big ass ordeal.
I also agree with you on that, but I definitely think and apparently Molly's been sipping out of an AKA cup I had never noticed that.
All the years, yes.
Okay, I never noticed that.
But they say like in the earlier seasons that's how Tiffany became a part of the group, because Tiffany don't even fit with these bitches.
Right.
So like that's how she became a part of the group, because she was Molly's line sister and they became friends through, pledging.
Yeah. So I don't know. It just was like, I don't know. Was it worth it? Like a lot of the people who watch this show are are black, like we know what the colors mean. Like it
I
wasn't
mean, you could
really.
have just wore the colors and never
You
had
could have just worn
any
the colors,
on. Yeah, and I
and we
think that
would have
she's done that for
known.
several seasons where they have her in the colors, but never like the crest and the whatnots. But I
It
almost feel like it
just,
was intentional, like to get people really talking about this show.
but also like, like the sorority, they have to police their marks, so they have to say something. They got to do the suing or whatever. Maybe nobody noticed the Molly thing. I never noticed the Molly thing with the mug, but it's
Yeah,
like,
it's like a white cup, and it just has it's a the crest on the cup. Mm-hmm.
yeah. So I'm just like, I never noticed that, but it's like, it is for them. It is their mark to be able to police, so they should, and they are required to, and they did the right thing, and I hope that they are able to resolve it. But like, it just felt unnecessary. I just was like, why did y'all do that?
I'm like, they could have like all the slander though, and it's just like,
I mean, the reaction of granted, the reaction was way, way, way over the top. Way, way, way over the top. But it was just like, I just, the payoff wasn't worth it to me, because seeing her in the letters didn't mean anything to me after knowing like seeing her in this way, and seeing her in the colors, in the Gucci outfit in the same colors, it just didn't mean anything extra.
No, it didn't. But I think again, like I said, it just goes to the fact that people just don't like Amanda Seales, and I am not of that ilk of people that don't like her.
Well, she gets on my nerves sometimes, but anyways, that was all I had to say about that. I wish it was so unnecessary.
She just be having a lot to say. I'm not mad at Amanda. I'm like, you know what? Do you, sis?
She annoys me, but I didn't think that it was worth it. It irritated me that like nobody from a lawyer brain, I was just like, nobody thought to clear that. Like nobody thought. Like, hey, maybe we are like. There have been times online where I'm just like, I've seen certain. I'm gonna try to be cute with this. I've seen certain disputes online, and I'm like, let me go see if that person owns the trademark for that. Oop, yep, they're gonna get sued. And that's how my brain works. And so, like, if your whole entire purpose in life is to make sure y'all are not infringing on people's mark, and HBO has lawyers for that,
department for that. I know Crystal kind of spoke about that. I need to she spoke about it like in passing. I don't think that because I was listening to Insecurity, but like for some reason it didn't pop up on my feed this season. I'm gonna have to look for it.
All right, that's all I had on that. Sorry, go ahead.
But yes, so all the hoopla around Tiffany. Things that stood out to me were like the awkwardness and the tension is still kind of there between Molly and Issa. And I feel like I need to go back to that last episode to figure out what the hell happened, because they had come to some sort of equal ground. And then I know that there was like a gun or something at the thing. And like there was like a shooting, like someone like shot a gun. And so like, because remember, Issa's assistant in the first episode is still convinced that Molly brought the gun to the function.
Oh, yeah.
I'm like, why would a lawyer bring a gun to a function?
Yeah, I don't remember what happened either, but yeah, I'm glad that they went ahead and did a time jump, because I was tired of them being in that 1 year. Like, and I had to keep reminding myself like that all 4 seasons of Insecure so far had really happened in the space of like maybe a year and a half. So they finally did a significant time jump of a year. So
yeah, you're right, because it's always like a couple of months later, and then like especially the season when we got it started, and all we could see was Lawrence smashing that damn girl.
Yeah.
Like, but yes, so episode 1 had me in my feels.
Really? Why?
I was not ready. Because like, what?
I said, what did it do to you?
I was sitting on the couch and I was like, okay, yes, I'm here for it. I'm so excited. You know, got my popcorn, watching the show. Yes, good, kiki, whatever. And it didn't catch me in my feels until that very, very last few minutes of episode 1, where she like he picks her up from LAX. They drive all the way back to where Issa lives, and he's like trying to make plans, I guess, to do something else. And then she's like, basically, like, she doesn't actually say it, but she says like she can't do this.
Mm-hmm.
And like that hit me in the gut, in the throat. Like I had the wind knocked out of me, and I was just like, whoa. Like why is this affecting me like this? What is going on?
That's what I'm trying to find out.
I think it's the thing of like, for 4 seasons we have been rooting for, well, I have been rooting for them to find their way back to each other and like figure this shit out. And then we finally get a glimpse of it in the 4th season at the end, as they're like, making peace with the past and like becoming friends, and then realizing that they still have emotional attachments to one another. And then they try to, like start dating. And then, Congruent comes up and says that she's fucking pregnant. And like, listen, I think the actress that plays Congruent is fucking beautiful, but Conclusion is in the way because you are fucking up my fantasy that is this show.
You're messing up my family.
Yeah. But like, daggone, the congressional caucus girl decides that she was gonna have this baby. And I don't even remember her name.
Condola.
Oh, okay. Whatever. It's gonna be everything that starts with the C from here on out. So
Black people.
I mean, Twitter really did it to me because I was like, you know what? I don't want to say her name either. Fuck it. Commission. Like, but the actress that plays her, she is stunning.
She's pretty, and she's on 20s. Do you watch 20s?
I was watching it the first season, but like I don't have BET, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to watch it now.
You need to figure it out and watch the season because it's been good, so we can have that conversation.
Okay, I'm gonna see if I can bootleg it from Mom and Dad.
Girl, it's been good, especially episode 3.
But yeah, like I understood Issa's thing of like, I cannot get over this. I don't know how. Which I was very confused at. Not that part. I was confused with the fact that he wasn't at the damn thing, the reunion, because they all went to Stanford together. That's where she met him.
Okay.
So, but like, I get it. But I was just like, damn, it was like the game all over again when
Melanie and Derwin.
Yes, I couldn't remember the people's names. When Melanie and Derwin finally try to make it back to one another, and they start, getting they shit together to be together, and then homegirl come up talking about she's pregnant. Like, no.
And it's like, it's not even like, an old baby from back in the day. Somebody like,
baby.
It's a fresh new baby. A fresh new baby that's going to be very much a part of your whole entire relationship.
Brand new human. And you really got to deal with her, especially as this child is not speaking. You really got to deal with convalescence because of the fact that, like, this is a brand new, like, just, oh God.
You're going to be waking up in the middle of the night. You're going to be like, nah. You're going to be changing diapers. You're going to be, nah.
He was like, and I don't know. I don't. Like, I'm lying. I know what hit me. So personal short story time. I dated this guy for a really, really long time, and he has a daughter. And so because it was like topsy-turvy, on and off, whatever the case may be, he had never introduced me to her, but I knew all about her, knew when her birthday is, like when he's doing stuff, helped him figure out like, you should do this and you should try that and da-da-da-da. And when things ended in the panorama, Even as us just like being, pseudo friends. I had like that moment that she had where it's just like shit is just never going to be the same again, and not because of his daughter or anything like that, because I had known about this child the whole time. Like I had dated him from the time that she was maybe a couple of months old, and then on and off until said point. But like it was I think for me it was just like that realization all over again. This shit is just never going to be the same. And like,
yeah,
I love this person. I love this human, and like I am not a part of this world that he is now about to have. Like I'm not a part of that.
yeah.
And like it just brought me back to like feeling like, man, like and like
And to be clear,
understanding.
for me, the issue is not the child. The issue is that it's a fresh child. And if I was meeting somebody on the street and they had a fresh baby, I would also say no. Like no, because you haven't even worked out, or a baby on the way, or a fresh baby. I feel like anything under 2, I'm still kind of like, you still need to figure out with your baby mom. Like you need, not that you need to be together, but you just need to like figure out how you're going to co-parent. Y'all might still be dipping and dabbing. And I don't have time. Like I need to know that y'all are at a good place and y'all have had time to make peace with each other and y'all are able to co-parent properly. And like that, no, not with no fresh
Even if
baby.
the child is like 12, like that shit still don't necessarily be there sometimes. Like,
No, it don't. It
whew,
don't. But I'm talking about a
dating
whole
is
fresh
treacherous.
baby. No. I'm talking about a fresh baby, like a
Yeah.
fresh baby where you don't know, like they could still get back together. Y'all still might be on a merry-go-round, and I'm not getting ready to be in the middle of it. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, I hear you. I just that like being in my feels, I was just so fucking sad. I said, God damn it, Insecure. Damn you, Issa Rae.
Yeah.
Cause I so literally y'all, I text Kendra and I was like, bitch, I'm Issa. She was like, the emojis that you sent back, Kendra is good for sending the big eyes that's looking to the side. So like you sent that and then like the shit emoji, like, oh shit. And I was just like, this is terrible. Like this is like I really all the things that she was experiencing, I'm like, damn, I am Issa. Especially in this season, it seems I am Issa.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. I feel like there was something in the second episode. No, it was after the episode. They were talking about the Molly and her outfits and what her outfits are being designed to convey. And I have to say, this kind of goes to the luxury conversation that we've been having. But
It's that.
Molly been wearing some fashions. Like she got for some Amina Mawadis on her feet. I know that for a fact last episode when she got robbed. And
fucking shoes, sus.
Yeah, I was just like, oh no. And then in this past episode, she had like the Balmain, the Balenciaga, not Balmain, the Balenciaga hourglass bag, which is like very blogger fave, popular sort of thing. So they were basically like, it's been meant to convey that she's dressing in more muted tones. So you see her doing this reflection on herself and not being so like bold and brash, kind of being a little bit more muted and toned down.
I've always loved her. Like they've always dressed.
Yeah.
Molly has always been like fucking everything she's worn for the most part, I have loved.
Yeah, but also conveying like money, like coin. Sis has it and she's going to spend it. So
she should.
Yeah, but I like what they're doing with Molly's character, because I feel like up until now she's been completely just lacking in self-awareness, and it seems like now after the breakup with Andrew, and like
break up. I don't remember. Why did they break up?
I feel like it was a bunch of stuff, but I don't remember exactly what the straw was that broke the camel's back. But I felt like it had to do something with the brother and when they went on the Mexico trip. Remember, she was like real
trifling
to the brother, like really.
I don't know. Y'all tell us.
Yeah,
Me.
remind us down below because I didn't watch it from
watch
the
it, but I'm not.
Yeah, I didn't really watch it. I'm not going to. But
I'm
yeah,
I'm
like you
already in
see
my
her.
feels. I don't
Yeah,
want
you
that.
right. Like you see her for the first time really reflecting on her failed relationships instead of just automatically going to like, well, they were wrong, or this is why they were not right for me, or this is why blah blah blah, blah. Like not trying to explain it or excuse it, but just like going to try to figure out and piece together what she did wrong. Like I feel like this is the first time that we've seen that, really truly seen that out of Molly.
Yeah, definitely in episode 2, she was doing a lot of that, a lot of
Yeah,
reflective and
a
like
lot of reflecting. And it also seems like she has chilled out at work. Like it seems like the people are receiving her better and giving her assignments, and she's a part of the firm as opposed to like that backbiting stuff that she was doing before, even though
it wasn't even intentional though when she did it before. It was like, oh yeah, I can do that. Oh, I'll do this too. And it seems
no, it wasn't
like,
intentional, but the way she handled it was poor.
yeah.
Where she was being sneaky, where she could have just been like, hey, I also agreed to this thing. Can we touch base a little later on? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. Like she could have done that instead of being like, sneaking in the meeting. Like,
yeah.
Have a seat.
So. I even so when episode 2 came on, I was like, when it came to how Molly was reflecting over all of her past situations, and not necessarily the situations, it was more for me that stood out was like her harshness as it relates to like what she wants and what she doesn't want, what she's gonna put up with and what she's not gonna put up with. That hit home for me where I was like, ooh, I'm feeling like a little Molly-ish in the sense of like who I've been in my dating experiences up until like, I don't know, the last 2 years maybe. Because I started to have my reflective point probably about 2.5, 3 years ago, where I was like, okay, so we need to get us together.
Yeah.
Actually, 3 years ago to be exact. It's when I revisited therapy.
Molly is Molly is giving me very much like Tony Childs.
Girl, but you love Tony Childs.
When I tell you Tony Childs is one of my favorite characters because she's funny. Like I can almost handle any character on TV as long as they're funny. Like Molly is not funny to me. That's the only difference. If Molly was funny, I would be on Molly's side, but she's not funny. She's just mean and like intentionally that way. So she's like a harsher version of Tony Childs.
But I don't even know that she's intentionally mean. I think that
I know that's
seeing the reflection that she's having now, it's like, damn, I was really doing a lot.
Right. When she was like deleting her dating profile, she was like, wow, like that was a lot. I was doing too much. So no, I don't think that I think it goes back to like a lack of self-awareness. Like she didn't realize that that's how she was and how she was coming off. I definitely think that Tony Childs definitely realized who she was. And that's part of the reason why I like her.
I don't like it.
Stand up in it. Stand up in it. That's the other thing. Like I can handle, I mean, especially with characters, you know, it's character, but even in real life, like I can handle a lot more when you just say it with your chest. Like I can't stand somebody who's just running around like completely lacking self-awareness, completely like making a mess and not knowing it. I handle a lot better somebody who just says it with their chest. And I think we had this sort of conversation about Giselle last week on the reality recap, but like, if you're going to be that type of person, just say it with your chest. And I have a lot more respect for that.
Touché.
So, any other thoughts about Insecure? What about Issa doubling back to Nanceford?
Huh?
Nathan, remember when she couldn't think of his name the first season that she met him, and she was like, Nanceford.
So I am not of. Let's be clear. Even though I was like, oh yeah, I'm a little Issa. Like at this stage of her life, that moment when she was in the bed with Finance Nathan, and like they was, you know, kissing and cuddling and getting ready to get to the good. Like, girl, I would not have been a broken down mess. I'd have got to the good, did what I needed to, and maybe been a broken down mess the next day.
Especially not after a year. Like she hasn't been with Lawrence for a year now. Her and Molly been sleeping together, not sleeping together, but sharing a bed, trying to keep each other company. And you gonna turn Nathan away?
I don't know that I turned it that way. I don't know that I took it that way. Because like I'm so confused now. I thought that like at the end of the first episode, that it was a year later when we got to the first episode, and then at the end of that, she just was like, after going through this process with him, and we're assuming, convalescence has been pregnant this whole time, and now the child is here, or whatever the case may be, or getting ready to be here, and she just decided at the end, like, I can't do this.
No, I thought it was a year between episode 1 and 2. Oh. I thought it said a 1 year later or something at the bottom of the screen. That's when Molly came back with her hair shaved and the whole thing.
Oh, y'all check us, because I don't know. I missed that. But my TV is very far away from where I sit, so I probably just couldn't see it.
Okay. But yeah, so if I'm correct, I'm like, it's been a while, honey. And listen, it's nothing like a good old double back when you're trying to repair, your feelings. Because it's not nobody new. It's somebody who already know what they doing.
You already know what each other like, just go ahead, fall right on back into place.
You just double back. I mean, it's nothing like it, to be honest. So
yeah, the blessings from the Most High. Didn't even know it.
You might not have to.
What? This is blasphemous, but you know what, Lord, I needed that.
Yeah, I'm not saying that you have to stay with that person, but the double back is sometimes what you need. So the fact that she broke down like that, I was like, oh God.
Like, girl, what is going on? That's what made me think that it was like only a couple of months.
No, I don't think. I thought it was a year between the 2 episodes. I could be wrong about that, though.
I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna rewatch the episode, because clearly I've been missing shit.
Well, because I watched it. I just watched it like a couple hours ago. So,
well, all right. Maybe that's what I need to do before we start talking about these shows. So yeah, I pray for our spirits, me and Issa D, that life comes together for us.
Yeah, I really hope. I'm curious to see how she ties it up, how she ties everything up this season.
What are your predictions for tonight's episode?
I don't have any predictions. I just want to I'm going in kind of cold. I don't really have any predictions. Okay. I just want to see what she's going to do. I want to see how these characters end up. I want to see if they're going to end up like happily ever after. I don't think all of them are going to. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a stake in this necessarily.
Predictions from me, I think that Nathan and Issa will revisit that failed good time. Mm-hmm. I hate that he left.
I don't know what else he was supposed to do.
I think that he stayed the night and and woke up before she did, and then was just out, and then she heard the door shutting.
Yeah.
So he stayed the night, but I hate that he didn't I don't know, do like a little something more. But then I also understand too that he's awkward. He's got bipolar disorder, because that's why he disappeared the last time for like however many months.
Yeah. I think he was trying to give her space to process, and because that has always been like an underlying point in his and Issa's relationships, the back and forth with Lawrence. I think he doesn't want to just be the fallback guy all the time.
Ooh, that's okay. All right, Miss Kandron girl.
What? I'm just saying,
I didn't even think about that. I didn't think that because I know that he had all these deep feelings, but by the time that he expressed it, it was like 8 months later, and she was just like, where the fuck you been? And now you want to come at me with psychological disorders, and that's why you disappeared? Like, the hell, what am I supposed to do with that?
But then also they were getting close when he was opening his barbershop or whatever. And she had to put some distance, because she was like, oh, I'm back with Lawrence, whatever. So it's I feel like that's sort of underlying their whole relationship or their
Like
friendship.
tension. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
tension,
know
whatever.
what, y'all? I'm finna go watch last season and then watch tonight's episode. That's what I'm gonna do for the
I'm not
next
gonna do that.
couple of hours. Because I'm just like, I'm like, what? That happened? But it was like 2 years ago. That's why I can't remember. The damn panorama fucking up everything.
Yeah.
All right, kids. Let us know what your thoughts are. If you have any opinions, who are you in the show?
Yes.
And how you felt about the whole debacle with Tiffany as an AKA. And until next time, everything is down below, all the places that you can follow us, and we will see you next
Boy, you
week.
know you make me float.
Later.
Bye bye.
Boy, you really get me high.